Hi there, it's Lori, and it's a Whacky Wednesday. This is going to be, I am going to include a whip. However, this is going to be, that's going to drive everybody crazy, isn't it? This is my project hoodie from my kids. It has a little pocket here for your crochet hook too. Anyway, this has been a many days of fail. Several days of fail. So this is my fails. I had some major victories too, so don't you worry. It's not, I kind of am of the philosophy, try again. Some of you have observed this about me. I don't give up easily. I really don't. Like this, I love this so much. I made this in one night. It's a smaller version because I didn't have the right size yarn. But I think next time I do tapestry, I'm going to use the extended single crochet. Because the reason, this was a turtle trunk pattern, the reason she said she uses the extended single crochet is because it lines the stitches up. Like, look at that. Those are so straight up and down. So I think I'm going to actually do that the next time I do a tapestry, is extended single crochet. I'll try it, and if I don't think it's doing the same thing, then I won't bother, but that looks nicer than back loop only and yarn under. I might still yarn under. We'll see. We'll see if I need that, because apparently yarn under does align the stitches a little bit. All this stuff you did not come here to hear. But anyway, so that was a victory. Followed the very next night by an epic fail. Like, epic fail. Here was my fail. Halloween night. I usually get between 30 at a minimum and 75 trick-or-treaters. Okay, we live in a neighborhood with lots of younger kids and teenagers, like the full spectrum of ages, and there's enough movement that kids keep moving in. So it's not like people are aging out. It's not the right way to say it, but you know what I mean. So we have lots of trick-or-treaters. It was about 7:45, and I'm like, I have not had one trick-or-treater. What is going on? So I opened my front door. My porch light wasn't on. Well, my porch light's always on. So what had happened was there's this one particular circuit that if you bump a certain outlet, it shuts that whole circuit off. And that had happened. Lebowski got excited because his favorite people on the whole planet are my aunt and uncle. They came over, my uncle came over to give my 17-year-old stepdaughter a drum lesson. Oh, sorry about that wobble. And Lebowski gets so excited, he whacked the thing, I think it's the doorbell, that's plugged into that outlet. I didn't realize it. My husband didn't realize it. He had gone to work a football game, so he wasn't home. I think in this house, he has been home exactly one Halloween. He's either been working or, like this time, he was doing an off-duty job working a football game, which was incredibly poorly attended, as you can imagine, on Halloween night. And it was frigid cold. Well, it's been colder on Halloween, but it was so cold here. Anyway, in the Denver metro area. So he was gone, so he didn't see it, but he left when it was still light out. The drum lesson, they came over at about 4 o'clock. So it's not like we noticed when they left because it was still light out, because daylight savings had not happened. The irony in calling it daylight savings, but that's a whole thing. Anyway, we don't need to go there because we all kind of feel the same. Just leave it alone. Anyway, leave it. Like we're talking to a puppy. Leave it. Leave it. Aus, if I'm talking to the German Shepherd. Anyway, which is really more like drop it. But, oh my God, I'm so derailed. Sorry, guys. Anyway. Okay. So I fixed the circuit. And I think I either got 4 or 5 trick-or-treaters. Great score for, which reminds me, I need to pull a bunch of those so I'm a little extra. I don't know if any of you have noticed that. I'm a little extra with the way I give things. A couple of you have experienced this. So for Halloween, what I do, so that everybody gets an equal amount of candy, I get 4 different kinds of candy, and I put one from each bag in a little Ziploc, snack size Ziploc, and I separate out. One set has candies with nuts in it, peanuts specifically, right? And one that has none of that. And so this is why on Camille's live I said that I make nut sacks and nutless sacks. Anyway, so, but parents have thanked me for that. Now, not this time, because I had virtually no trick-or-treaters because of my own darn silly self not checking. And by the time I realized it was already so cold that most of the trick-or-treaters were done. And then when my husband came home, shortly after I got the light situation fixed, but after all the trick-or-treaters had come, he said, like, the whole street, everybody's porch lights were out except right across the street and up a little ways. So, yeah, anyway, that was my first fail. Second fail. Let's see. Second problematic fail, we're going to call it that, was related to this. So cute, right? I need to send a picture of this to Camille's creation still. It is her hexagon cardigan project. Now, this was not the fail. The live. I have been using Streamlab and going horizontal and vertical at the same time. No problems. Had everything all set up. Hit go live. Chose my YouTube channel. Clicked. Go live again. Spinning, 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 spinning. I tried 4 or 5 times. I gave it a total of about 10 minutes, I think, that I tried. And I was telling people in the chat, hey, I'm working on this. I don't know what's going on. So, did the live, just regular horizontal through StreamYard. And I made this. Again, this is Camille's Creations pattern for the hat, but in mini size. So that my idea is that you give little ornaments. Well, I give things like this to people at Christmas time in the doctor's office or someplace that you go regularly, or if you have your stuff delivered, like your food, your groceries, or whatever, you could give them a little gift like that. And it's so cute. Oh, I hucked the yarn that this was, but it's so pretty and it's sparkly. Anyway, and I have not done the end. So is this still a whip? Just kidding. This one, I think I got all my ends taken care of. Nope, I got one more. Anyway, so having to tell everybody, hey, here's the link to the live. Go over here. Here's the new live. And so I tested it afterwards. It spun for about 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and then I was live. Now, I had it set as unlisted, so I wasn't actually live. But, yeah, it worked just fine afterwards. I was not thrilled. So that was Sunday night. Monday, today, when I'm filming this, I woke up with one of the worst migraines I have had in a long time. But it was not my standard migraine. And I know you're like, a migraine is a migraine. No, not with me. Different migraines feel different ways. I was like, this is a chiropractic migraine. I knew something was all out of whack. And I've been having a lot of back pain for about 2 or 3 days. So then it was so bad, I could not get out of bed. And then I had to have my husband drive me to my chiropractor. And yes, my chiropractor's actual name, like his father's last name was this last name. So it's his name is Dr. Hug. So Dr. Hug, I always tell him thanks for putting my head on straight. Well, at least sort of, right? Is my head really on straight? I don't know. Who knows? No, it's not. It's all right. Anyway, so that was, it wasn't so much a fail as a pain in the rear end. Like I was cruising yesterday. So here's the next fail. The fail that is the whip. So I have made this cardigan for my daughter, my oldest daughter, 3 times, every time with different yarn. So this time she had picked the yarn, but she chose, let me get it out. She chose this. Now you saw this on Tackle It Tuesday because I thought I had it tackled. Guess what? Right after I finished filming and doing all the stuff, getting it uploaded, my daughter texts me the width she wants it. I needed it 4 inches narrower, and she needed it longer. So I frogged this for the 3rd time. Hold on. This, you saw the size of this ball, right? Okay. What's this called again? Sunshine Sparkle. Let's see if we can get some sparkle. Anyway, I do love the baby Bernat Sparkle. It's lovely. I went up to a 14 millimeter hook because I only have 3 balls because I got it when Joanne was going out of business. And I'm like, I had to pay almost full price for scrubby yarn, and that made me mad. So I'm not doing that. It's no. So I don't want to buy another ball. So I needed it narrower. Now I really, really like the width. It's actually 1 inch wider than she said, but I was like, because of the stitch count, I was like, this is perfect. It's fine to be 1 inch wider, and it's much longer. So this goes down, like if I put it on my back, and I wanted it to just be 1 ball. Ow. That did not feel nice. See, I'm in fail mode. All right, let's see. How long is it? I dropped the corner. Hold on. So you can see. Yep. it goes right to the bottom of my rear end. And I want you to see of that ball, this is one ball. That's how much was left. That's it. That's the whole ball, and I love the length. So I figured that the two front panels, they're the same size. Well, like half. This was 28 stitches, so they'll be 14 stitches each. Actually, that won't work. They'll need to be 13. Anyway, for a stitch count. So they'll be a little bit narrower. That's okay. I don't know. She's going to want pockets. I don't know how that's going to work. And I don't know how much the sleeves are going to take, but I figure one ball for this, one ball for the front panels, one ball for both sleeves, hopefully. I don't know. I might have to figure out. I don't know what I'm going to do if that's going to be a problem. Anyway, this is in part for Kitty Lane's, because there's ribbing here. Kitty Lane, Create and Relate. It's for her cardigan challenge, so I have to have it done before December 1st. This may end up on Camille's Creations members list, but we'll see. We'll see if she puts it on there. Anyway, if you aren't part of the Happy Holidays challenge, get on board because it's fantastic. Anyway, oh, I should really show you this. I love this pattern, and this is why my daughter is like obsessed with it. She loves this. She loves the texture of it. It's cross double crochets and puff stitches into the cross double crochets. I just did a twice puff. I did not, because I knew I couldn't use a lot of yarn, but it gives it plenty of texture, and it's blanket yarn, so we don't want it to be too heavy. But seriously, that's the whole ball. Yeah. Like I said, for stitch count, I think I'm gonna have to do 13 and 13 for the front panels, so it'll be a little, it wouldn't be like all the way closed in front, but like I said, that's an inch wider than she asked for, so that should be good. The length she's gonna be really happy with, because she's shorter than I am. I'm 5'5", about just like a millimeter short of that or so, 5 foot 5 inches, and she is 5 foot 2 inches, 2.5 inches. So she's shorter along here. She's about shoulder width. We're about the same, because she got kind of her dad's Italian build, broader shoulders. So, but that's why I needed to know what width she needed it. Every time I kept making it. I mean, because that is literally, because I did a 14 millimeter hook and big fat yarn. This is 30 less stitches than the extra small in the pattern. Hey Carrie gives you all the sizes. 2XL or is she 3XL? One of those. So it's not as inclusive as like MJ's off the hook that I think goes to, does she go to 5XL? I think she does. But Hey Carrie goes up a lot, and a lot of her patterns are free. So I did need the tutorial though, the video tutorial, because I forgot one little part, and she has a lovely accent. I don't know where she's from. Somewhere in the UK. British or Scottish, I'm gonna guess. Anyway, but love listening to her, and like I said, a lot of hers not only have the written the video tutorial, but they also have a free written pattern. I don't know if she sells her patterns at all, or if they're all just free like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, so lots of fails. Beautiful whip now. It's perfect. I'm really happy with the length. I'm really happy with the width. I'm happy with both of these. I think they're so cute. And like I said, and it inspired Linda's Crochet channel to make her own little version. I like her version because this was long runs on a variegated yarn, so that's why it kind of looks like two total. Well, it does. It's all the same yarn, but it looks like two totally different yarns. It's kind of fun. But and then the hat is so cute too. I need to go get a pom pom from the Dollar Tree. I gotta go to the Dollar Tree anyway because my granddaughter has an addiction. There's no other way to describe it, to the freeze-dried strawberries that are specifically from Dollar Tree. And I normally just order a box with a dozen, and I order 5 to 10 boxes. And it's like not letting me order it online. I have to go to the store, but it says it's in stock at the store, so I will be visiting all the Dollar Trees and buying all their strawberries because I have to have them. At least I won't have the delivery charge, I guess. I just hope I can get enough, because that girl, she loves them. Her brother loves them too, but not as much. Mima equals snacks. They both, when I ring the doorbell on Tuesday mornings, because that's when I babysit, they both come running to the door. It is the cutest thing. I can see them through the little window on the door. It is so cute. These two little toddlers running to the door to greet me, say hello. Now, my granddaughter actually wants to give me a hug. My grandson immediately points to the snack bag. But, she's 3.5, he's 1.5. It is what it is. They're too cute, and they own my heart. I have so much to make. I've got to make that duck from Vima's Crochet for my granddaughter. I've got to make a Moana for my grandson out in California. I have so much to do. And that's not the only cardigan I have to do by Christmas. I have one for my other daughter. I don't remember if it's corner to corner. I don't think it is. I think it is tapestry. And it's so cute. I have to make it. It's so cute. It's a bookcase. It's a bookcase that goes around on here, and then you just make the cardigan, like however you want to make the cardigan. Oh, it's so cute. I've had it downloaded. I bought that graph. I don't buy a lot of patterns. I bought that one because it's so perfectly her. She's my reader. She's been reading every day. I think she's already read 100 books this year, something like that. But anyway, she's the one that works at the Botanic Gardens. I have blathered on forever. Okay, hopefully, just the moral of my story today is it's okay to frog an entire thing and start over to get it right. And I'm not a perfectionist, so it's not about being perfect. It's just about, I needed it to be the right size. And I was really struggling to gauge the width. But now it's spot on perfect. I'm super happy with it. Yes, it took, fourth time was the charm. But it's okay to frog. It is. It's okay. It can feel frustrating, but boy, I'll tell you what. With only 28 stitches, I whipped through that in no time. So that means the front panels are going to take me hardly any time too. And so I'm excited about that. So just be encouraged. No matter how many fails you have, it's okay. And you can always make the best of it. Yes, I'm a glass half full kind of person. I'm sure you've already figured that out about me. And I'm persistent and I don't give up easily. But, okay, I have to add another fail. So sorry about the length of this video today. My Wednesday fail, and fail again. Because this is so funny. I was watching Camille's Creations live, for her members only live, and she was showing all of her new yarn. And I went into Dollar Tree. I was looking for the freeze-dried strawberries. They did not have any. And I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out because it wouldn't let me order them online. Anyway, so here's what I thought I had. I thought I had these because, again, the idea is to add, probably need to add a red one, right? Is to add a little pom-pom on the top. Maybe one of these big fat green ones. I don't know. What do you think, green or red? Anyway, Kitty's face was just here. Hi, Missy. You've been here. I don't know what you think you have. All right. Anyway, so I thought this was the only thing I had. And remember, I'm looking at Camille's Creations, and I've got her in an earbud. And so I'm like, I don't feel like just buying one thing because there was like a little bit of a line. So I put it back. Walk out to the car and realized this was not the only thing I had. I walked out of the store with this for my granddaughter. And this because I like unique flavored candy canes. I stole these, but I didn't. Because as soon as I realized, I went back in the store, picked these up again, and bought the 3 items. Can you believe I did that? And Camille, so I said, because it happened in her live, I told everybody that it happened, and they were all like laughing, and she's like, oh, wouldn't that have been funny if they called the police? Because my husband's in law enforcement. However, I was actually in a different county because I was on the north side of the county line street. Which makes it, I wouldn't have... Anyway, I wasn't trying to steal, and I didn't because I went back in. That's the kind of week I've been having. Beautiful. It's a beautiful week. Anyway, but lots of goods coming this week, so you take the good, you take the bad, right? Anyway, hugs to you all. Anyway, with all of that said, thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate you all, and I genuinely mean it when I say thank you for coming in. I really mean that. Now, can I get an amen is just kind of a fun thing with me, and I'm going to start to add also. Hugs to you all.